Why, hello everyone. It's been a little bit since the last quarantine ramblings I've done in the car. This one's a little more of maybe a darker one possibly, but I mean, first off, I'm okay. Like, still hanging in there, surviving, going to work, that sort of thing. But man, hearing all this news surrounding the coronavirus, and also like what's going on like around that time, or this time, excuse me, like, man, what a way to start 2020, man. It's like, as I continue to think about how shitty 2020 is, here we are in another sort of historical event taking place in a different sort of matter during the COVID-19 pandemic. So what I'm referring to exactly is the incident involving with George Floyd, and I'll try not to make this video too political, as I try to avoid it altogether in this channel, but all I can say is that I'm willing to not take anyone's side, just because, that video that showed Floyd being pinned down by the cop, right? I feel like there's not enough context to really, to come with a very, quick verdict. But everyone, many people, let's just say, naturally just jump the gun nowadays and just take the side of sympathizing on the victim and stuff. And of course, everyone's quick to call that, police brutality and stuff like that. As as much as that video does look bad for the cops and stuff like that. And then I heard the cop, or the cops that were involved in that incident got fired or something like that, or they just, at least they got off easy or something like that, in the eyes of the black community and stuff. And so people got angry, and so I think yesterday, or let's just say very recently as I record this, somewhere in downtown LA, we had a protest then turned into a riot, pretty much. And I realized that looking at all those videos of the protesters just stealing and stuff like that from the stores, raiding the stores during the quarantine too, so that means no one's, not many people are in the stores, so people can just walk in and take stuff. What a time to be a part of that, right? It really does remind me of the LA riot from 1992. Funny how history sort of repeats itself, Unfortunately, it still happens. And that one involved with, I believe his name was Rodney King, who was brutally beaten by several police officers. And I long forgotten the context around that, so I'm not gonna take anyone's side on that incident either. So, but judging from just that video alone, pretty brutal, right? So it kind of just repeats itself, history. And it's unfortunate that it happens for the worst, I'm all for, protesting and stuff like that. I mean, I don't take part of protests, but I'm all for like more of the peaceful side of things. But no, like, this looks bad on the community, because it just seems like they use this as a vehicle to just steal stuff and commit crimes and try to make themselves the victimize themselves to get off easy, But it just seems like an excuse to just go wild and do whatever they want, It just makes this whole situation look bad on the community. Like, I don't know. Again, I just don't want to take anyone's side, just because I feel like I don't know well enough as to what happened, and I just let the court decide what's what, and I just move on, I kind of like learned that from like all the cancel culture sort of instances across the internet, and you can't just take one person's word and just all of a sudden, jump to conclusions and be like, oh, the other person was really bad, so we should all rile up together and cancel this person out from the internet, even though we don't know the other person's side of the story, and there's more likely like more to it than that, like person A like purposely left out these details so that they can get off easy or look good in the eyes of the public and or on the internet, and and set up for person B to like get canceled and stuff. So I've seen enough for me to just be like, I'm not gonna take anyone's side. At least I will do my best not to, and let the court decide, or let those two parties decide how it's settled. It's not my business to say what's what in those kind of scenarios, and I go on with my day. I rather waste my time doing my thing than waste my time involving myself with other people's business. That just sounds to me bad, It just sounds like a bad time, and I'm not all for bad times, man. Especially for a time like this. I am not all about wasting my time and my breath and my keyboard, I guess, for those kind of scenarios. So I'm just out here trying to make what I want to make with my passion and stuff, and I do my thing. So that's just how I be nowadays. But man, it just sucks to kind of see this during the quarantine and stuff. And now cases in LA are going to spike up, probably, because of all this. So with that, I'd rather see people just rage on the internet than, take it to the streets. But man, the internet's been looking real bad too on other side of things, Not just with the George Floyd thing, COVID-19, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there was an incident with Hana Kimura. She took her own life because of what happened on the internet, which was basically people saying very awful things and she was driven to take her own life, very unfortunately. Hana Kimura was an up and coming female pro wrestler, and she had a lot of potential from what I've seen, you know, from the some of the research I've done on Kimura. Not extensive, it's just like a little look around and stuff. And yeah, man, she had the she had the colors, she seemed like she had the panache. She had everything to be a great wrestler, just like, you know, Asuka and all the other excuse me, Japanese female wrestlers, and might have one day became, you know, an all-star amongst, let's say, maybe WWE, or maybe even the newer AEW, or, you know, all elite wrestling, man. And it's such a shame, man. She was so young to have that happen to her. She was 22 years old, man. Younger than me. Very similar incident with, like, the whole thing with Etika. He was 29, so right around my age. I think this year he would have turned 30, so, as I did myself, so yeah, dude, and it's been really rough in its own right, man. So yeah, this is why I put out the warning that this might be a darker video. So, but you know, these times, or in these videos, that's where I kind of let things out, you know what I mean, like, for certain things. And you know, there's nothing wrong with talking about it to an audience or whatever, to anyone who wants to watch this on YouTube, because, you know, we're all going through it, or many of us anyway, and we're all kind of just part of it, pretty much. It's just, things are just getting crazier and crazier, you know. 2020 has been looking real rough. Like, I wouldn't blame people if people say 2020 was a really shitty year, you know. Like, as much as, you know, some really awesome video games came out this year, if you look at the big picture, man, not a great year. Not a great year. You know, on top of that, like, in the United States, we've reached the 100K milestone, quote unquote, for the deaths due to COVID-19. It's, yeah, really rough, really rough. My deepest condolences, and my heart goes out to the people who love them. For the people who lost their lives to this virus, man. Plenty of celebrities have, you know, passed on or died in an accident, or, you know, or not or, but, and, you know, we have the quarantine, the pandemic, and now we have the riot, man, / protest that escalated to a riot, pretty much. Looking like the LA riot in '92, man, with all the rioters, like, trying to hit up the liquor stores and stuff like that, and the Koreans, you know, defending their businesses and stuff. Whew, man. But yeah, what a time to have a riot though, when people aren't at their businesses to guard them or, you know, protect their business, and people can just walk in and you know, steal their goods and stuff, just because one person you know, lost their life due to, you know, what looked like police brutality, when not enough research has been done. People, again, jump the gun and stuff and try to make their own conclusions and make it that an excuse to do whatever they want. That's what it seems like. I don't know, but I hope, I don't know, we get past that, just like the pandemic and all that stuff, and I hope we can just go back to doing our thing, you know. But anyway, just thought I'd get that out of my chest, get those thoughts across, you know. Not trying to take anyone's side, trying to stay neutral as best as I can. I just want all of us to get through this and, you know, again, do our thing, what we've been doing. But things are not going to be the same, is all I can say. Definitely by the end of 2020, so. Anyways, that's all I can say. Thank you so much for tuning in for my rambling. So, hope I see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, stay home. We will get through this. This is not an easy virus, man. The virus just doesn't get bored and stuff like people kind of think it does. It goes away. You know, you gotta stay home, stay safe, stay clean your hands and stuff like that, wash your hands, keep your distance, and follow all the medical professional advice from your, you know, local medical professionals, man. And wear your masks, because some people just think that's not doing it for them. I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao now.